Hello fellas, in this video I will show you how I install Arch Linux with Hyprland and how I basically configure it. So sit back and enjoy the video. There are two ways to install Arch. One is the traditional version and the other is the simpler version using the Arch install script. We are going to install the traditional way. Note that the experience may be different for you since I'm doing it on a virtual machine. First, we want to ping to check if we are connected to the internet. If not, we might connect using IWCDL. We want to do station device scan to list the surrounding networks. After that, we want to type station device connect SSID. After that, you can just type exit. Just move on. First, we want to do lsblk list block to list the block storage devices. After that, we want to do gdisk/def/sda, depending in your case. In my case, to wipe the drive, we want to do export mode with X and Z for zap and hit yes and yes. Now we want to do cgdisk. First sector is by default. For boot, we want to do 10,024 megabits or 1 gigabit. In my case, I want to do 1024. And the hex code is EF00. For swap, we want to do the current amount of RAM plus 2 gigabytes for swap. And the hex code is 8200. For root, we give it around 20 gigabytes or 40. In our case, 20, since the drive for the VM is 50 gigabytes. You might want to give it 40. For home, which is our partition for files, give it the remainder and just hit enter. For both, we give it the default hex code. Now we want to assign the file system. For boot, we give it FAT32 with make filesystem.FAT-32/dev/sda1. For swap, we do mkswap/dev/sda2 and activate it with swap on/dev/sda2. For both root and home, we want to give it ext4 with make file system ext4/dev/sda3 and the same for sda4. Now we want to mount these partitions with mount/dev/sda3 space, very important, /mnt. Make a directory both for boot and home. And we want to mount them with mount/dev/sda1 to /mnt/home/boot mount/dev/sda4/mnt/home. Now we want to make a backup of the current mirror list with cp/etc/pacmand mirror list space etc/etc/pacmand/mirror list.backup. Now we're going to install the pacman contrib package for the rank mirror util with sudo pacman-S y pacman-contrib, and we want to rank the mirrors with rank mirrors-n space 6/etc/pacmand-d/mirrorlist.backup. And we want to do greater than sign and space and basically to override the mirror list with /etc/pacmand-d/mirrorlist. Now we're going to install the base system and essential packages.
One eternity later.
Generate the file, the fstep file, which controls automatic mounting of file system during the boot. Now we want to chroot into the new system with r/chroot/mmt. We're going to install additional utils like nano for text editing, text file editing, and bash completion. With sudo pacman-s nano bash completion, we're going to generate locals by uncommenting the language case enus.utf8 and etc localgen and set the language. And we want to type echo lang equals enus.utf8 and override it to the local conf to etc/localconf. And we want to export it with export lang equals enus.utf8 to make it global. And we're going to verify available time zones at set local time with ls user share zone info and the region and city. Basically, after zone info, you just want to tab. If it doesn't work on the first time, you want to do it again, and you see regions. You'll want to pick your region. In my case, it was Asia. Hit the tab again and pick your city. In my case, Bangkok. After that, you want to replace the ls to ln and -s. After the zone info, basically after the city, you want to do right arrow to etc localtime. And yeah. After that, you want to type hwclock --syst ohc -utc. Now we're going to set the host name and enable SSD stream timer with echo arch linux. In our case, it's archus. But you can call it whatever you want. Right arrow to override /etc/hostname and system control enable stream timer. We want to edit pacman config to enable multilab by uncommenting it, which is basically for 32-bit software compatibility in nano with nano/etc/pacman.conf, and we want to enable both curly brackets with multilab and fine, which has the. Now we're going to set root password with passwd. Now we're going to create a new user with groups and setting password for the user with user at -m-g users -G real storage power. Very, very, very important. Between those commas, there shouldn't be a space. And -s/bin/bash and your name, in our case, Goobert. And passwd name. Also very important because I forgot that, so it's sort of a editor side note. I forgot to do sudo equals nano, and basically there you have to uncomment wheel, which is basically needed for your account to have sudo rights, and it's really important, and I almost forgot that completely and made it unnecessarily long. After that, we want to install the systemd bootloader. In my case, in your case, you don't have to do it, but in my case, I have to install grub and do grub install and force it, which I don't really recommend, but in my case, it worked and made it work, and that's good. Then I also had to do a quick config or grub to make it work, and that's really good. Yeah, I'm gonna blend it in for you to basically do it like me. Yeah. Now we want to edit the bootloader entry in nano with nano/boot/loader/entries and arch.conf. We gave it a title called arch, Under that, we want to type initrmfs-linux.image. After that, we're going to add the kernel option with part_uuid with echo, and basically the whole command here, which I'm going to blend in. Now we're going to install and enable the HCP/CD for network devices and install network manager and enabling it as well. After all that, we just want to exit unmount with umount-r/mnt and hit reboot. Now we want to install KDE Plasma and the KDE applications. Before installing Hyprland, I'm going to install helpful tools and utilities. So first I'm going to download Git, which is crucial and very important, with sudo pacman-s git via the AUR helper, in our case Paro. First we're going to clone and build Paro with git clone this repository, cd into it, and basically build and compile Paro. We're going to install a few things. For one, I will really want to install neovim and nvchat config. You don't have to do that, you can stick with nano, which is completely fine. I just really like neovim. Also, we want to install waybar, which is the Wayland status bar. You want to preferably install some terminals. In our case, it's foot. In your case, it may be Alacrity or KDE, which comes installed. Wolfi, which is the application launcher, Macro, and PowerMixer, which for one, Macro is for notifications and PowerMixer for the audio control. Now we're going to install Hyprland with sudo pacman-s hyprland xdg-desktop-portal-hyprland, which is basically the desktop integration portal, which is pretty good in case you want to record your Hyprland session. Now we want to create a config directory and copy the example config with this command. It's nice having a config folder to easily grab it, which is pretty recommended, honestly. After that, you can edit it with your preferred text editor, and your case maybe Nano, or if you installed neovim. With neovim, go to ~.config hyper and hyprland.conf to customize your Hyprland setup. First thing I want to do, you don't have to, but I prefer it. Want to set bind is equal to super, which is the Windows key, and return to execute the terminal. And I want to change kill active to Q, which is in my case better. And for the application launcher, I want to do super and D. At the start, we wanna add exec once equals to waybar. Now we got Arch and Hyprland configured, which we can use normally. In another video, we can continue styling the waybar, styling Wi-Fi, and adding more stuff to it. I hope y'all enjoyed the video. See you in the next one.